Okay, so I came up with this riff the other day. Thought it was pretty interesting, pretty cool. I liked it. And I started to think about what it was about the riff that was interesting. What is it that's actually cool about it? And what I came up with, my hypothesis at least, as to why it's interesting, is that it continually sets up an expectation of a rhythm, and then doesn't follow that expectation. It continually breaks the pattern. So it's very unpredictable, and I think that's what's interesting about it. So I'm going to attempt to explain that in this video. Okay, so the riff first, it starts with this. So it's two sets of 3/16ths, both of which the first 16th of the set of 3 lands on the beat, and in between them there's an offbeat 16th. Okay, so the sets of 3/16ths aren't especially interesting, but that 16th in the middle just breaks up the pattern a little bit. And like I said before, that's a continuing theme. We're constantly gonna break the pattern of the riff. So straight after that we have this part. This part is different because it's two sets of 3/16ths again, except this time it lines up differently with the beat. So the third 16th out of each set of 3 is what lands on the beat now, not the first 16th like the sets of 3 from the beginning. So it goes. So we've already broken the pattern. We've already moved the 16ths a bit from where they were before. Okay, so next part goes. So now we're back to sets of 3/16ths again, and we're also back to the 16ths being the first one of the 16ths lands on the beat. Okay. This time there's no offbeat 16th in the middle to break it up. It's just this rhythm in isolation. It's a kind of like a metal gallop, but really slow. So it's that rhythm, 3/16ths and then a 16th rest. So this part isn't especially interesting on its own, but again, it's a pattern break. It's changed from what came before it. Before it, we had the 16ths with the third one landing on the beat, and then at the beginning, we had the similar sets of 3/16ths with the first 16th landing on the beat, but we had that offbeat 16th in the middle breaking it up. So in a sense, it's a different thing again. So this is a different pattern of 16ths that we haven't seen yet in the riff. It's a 16th and then a 16th rest, and then another 16th, and then an 8th rest, and then another 16th, and then a 16th rest, and then another 16th. It's much easier to just see it on the screen than it is to explain it. But it's important because this is another rhythm that sets up an expectation of what's going to happen going forward, because it's a kind of it's quite a common, well, not super common, but it's a somewhat common rhythm of a pattern that lasts for 5/16ths against 4. So the rhythm is like this, just like with the sets of 3/16ths. You hear that little rhythm, and it sets up the expectation of what's going to happen. But like with the rest of the riff, we immediately stop doing that and do something else. Okay, so straight after that, then it's this part. Again, this is another rhythm which hasn't really appeared in it before, and it's another one that kind of sets up an expectation of what's going to happen, and simultaneously breaks the previous expectation because it's a different rhythm. This one is a kind of a 3 against 4 sort of thing. ba 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 ba, like that. Except that it's offset. It doesn't really matter. But again, it's another thing where it sets up an expectation of what's going to happen. And then now we're at the last part where it goes like this. So again, that we've done the same thing as we've done continually throughout the riff. We've taken this 3-against-2 pattern, or 3-against-4, or whatever you want to call it, and immediately stopped it and just done this better 2/16. And this is also another rhythm which hasn't appeared yet in the riff, because it's 2/16. We've not had any sets of just 2/16 in the riff up until then. And that's it, and then it repeats. And that's the whole thing. Okay, hope that was interesting. Hope it was of some use. Thanks for watching. If it was interesting, just subscribe. I'm going to keep putting these up. Thanks again. Bye for now.